Hey gamers, Foxfire here, bringing you a top 20 tip video for Risen. These tips are all spoiler free so you can enjoy the game's story. Risen is the first in line of the Gothic series reboot and closer to the original Gothic gameplay than later titles. Gothic games are enjoyable because of their character progression, replayability, and because they're challenging. Risen 2 and Risen 3 have a more Pirates of the Caribbean feel, and they are significantly easier. So okay, let's jump into Risen. Tip 1. If you go melee, rush an Obsidian Blade or Storm Blade. You can get the pieces of Storm easier. One piece in the Far East Peninsula, another on the island south of Harbour Town. To get an Obsidian Blade, you'll have to find some lizard men, like in the northeast, claim their blade, and show it to the smith in Harbour Town with some obsidian. You can use the Summon Skeleton Scrolls to help you with this. Tip 2 is also for melee. Decide if you want to stop at Bastard Sword or two-handed. If you really want to max out your damage with a two-hander while wielding a shield, you'll either have to A. Join the Dawn faction, B. Level the sword to 9 before joining the Order. It's doable but grindy and unnecessary. C. Level sword to 7 and wear 2 rings of the sword plus 1. Keep in mind that this will tie up those rings that would otherwise give you defense anyway. Or D, just stick with level 6 and go with a Bastard Sword. Either way is fine. Tip 3. Don't go Warrior of the Order. If you want to join the Order, go Mage. You'll get a free awesome amulet. This means you can't get caught by the Order before going into Harbour Town, or you'll be forced to join Warrior of the Order. Tip 4. The Fire, Crystal, and Ice skills are pure DPS. Crystal is the fastest DPS, and Fire is the most mana efficient. Tip 5. Runes and Scrolls are the same for all practical purposes, but Scrolls have lower MP costs. Scrolls are awesome, I can't overstate this. Because you spend more mana on rune skills, you have to pop a mana potion anyway, which is money and time to make and or buy. On top of that, rune magic requires learning points. The scrolls bypass all of that. Scroll creation is best paired with the hunting profession in order to get the mats. Tip 6. The best scrolls are Protection, Berserker, Summon Skeleton, and maybe Open Lock. Skeleton is easily the best. As for healing, that's easily covered by potions. Tip 7. Go Alchemy. It makes the stat boosting potions in the game, but remember to max a stat to 100 before spending any potions to level up the stat. There's a hard cap of 200. Tip 8. Level 1 lockpicking is worth it, even if you take the scroll route later. Tip 9. Money is tight early on, but you will get lots later. Time is money, money is time. Money lets you keep on going through a dungeon without having to find a bed, so don't be afraid to spend it after you get to Harbour Town. Tip 10. Smithing is both profitable and necessary for some good weapons and accessories. Tip 11. Don't get sneak. You'll get a sneak ring later, and sneaking doesn't give you access to anything important. Tip 12. Listen for Wendy sounds, or look for Nautilus points. They don't always mean one is nearby, but usually there is. Tip 13. When in doubt, look for rings on the wall to pull. Tip 14. Nameless grave chests are part of a quest. Don't bother picking them. Tip 15. Keep your eyes up, look for ledges, switches, etc. Tip 16. Telekinesis can be used to scan for objects. Just hold the spell in your hand and look around. Sometimes you might have to use arrows to hit the switches though. Tip 17. Fighting tips. Early on, block and strafe. Get in a few attacks or chain, and then back to blocking and strafing. It can be frustrating at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Tip 18. Other than hitting M for map, you can look at the quest log, and on the right hand screen there is a quest map tab that shows map markers for relevant quests that take you here and there. Tip 19. Levitate and speed are great alternative modes of transportation. And lastly, tip 20. If you want to move a little faster, try jumping. Alright gamers, well I hope some of these tips have helped you out in your gameplay, and I hope you've actually had fun playing this sometimes overlooked game. The Gothic series in general, while maybe not as epic as the Elder Scrolls series, deserves some attention, especially Gothic 3 for its more open world feel. If you have any questions I didn't cover with the tips, feel free to ask, and be sure to like and subscribe. Have fun out there gamers. As always, thanks for watching, I'm Foxfires, and this has been a Top 20 Tips video for Risen.